Welcome to another episode of Cocktails After Dark. I'm your host, Tiana, also known as the Intellectual Vixen. And I'm here with my co-host,
Mimi.
Just me.
I don't have another alias.
So you gotta come up with a name real quick though. I'm gonna give you to the end of the show to come up with something. The pressure. The pressure.
Okay.
The pressure.
The pressure.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that you guys are joining us tonight. I am so excited for this show to close out my birthday month, to close out Women's Day. We have some amazing ladies joining us today. It's all about life after 40. Do dreams and goals have an expiration date? So we're going to be talking everything about life in our 40s, from sex and dating and careers and health and just
life.
And if you know us, no subject is off limits. We talk about it all.
No holds barred.
No holds barred. Right. So I'm going to allow these ladies to introduce themselves, as they're going to do a better job at it than I will.
Hey guys, I'm DJ Kiwi, world-renowned DJ from the DMV, also DJ for Steve Harvey's wife, Marjorie Harvey, the Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey Foundation, as well as Tammy from Love and Hip Hop, Juju from Love and Hip Hop, and Avenue Kitchen and Bar, each and every Sunday and Thursday.
I'm so excited.
Hi, I'm Ursula. You can find me on Instagram at I am Ursi. I'm over 40. I'm out here living single, still chasing my dreams, and dating happily.
I can't wait to hear about this dating happily.
I'm excited to hear about that. Hello, I'm Mimosa. I'm just gonna skip my last name because one name.
Please pronounce it for me.
Okay, Cheku.
Cheku.
Yes. So Mimosa with the Z, but I'm here to talk about life and being a cancer survivor and raising awareness in March because it's colorectal cancer awareness month. So
Snap.
No, I was disappointed.
Tell us why you were disappointed, Ursula.
Here's someone that was out in the open just preaching, and he did preach black men don't cheat, and to be in the spotlight and to cheat and have an extramarital affair. I was surprised. I think every dog have their day, so if he thought he wouldn't have his day, that's surprising.
So was it surprising that sort of like finding out that there's no Santa Claus? Like this man who put black women on a pedestal and, spoke these truths to these men, like the last faithful man in America, you found out wasn't real.
He was above everyone else who don't get caught. Like you're out in a public eye, there's no secret. And then when that lady, when she felt wrong, here you are. Like, why did he think he was above everyone else?
no, it's that ego, right?
Yeah.
So, there's a bunch of people that said it anyway. I didn't. I stopped following like 2 or 3 years ago. But you can't be surprised.
I'm really surprised. He wasn't wrong with what he was telling women. He wasn't wrong with
He told everything was right.
I mean, like telling women to love themselves, not staying. He even told women to leave cheating relationships.
It's no different than what Steve Harvey was selling in, his 1,000,001 books. It's
like a man.
I can't help but look back at some of his videos and go, well, he was always kind of inclusive of himself. He would say, we men, fellas, we gotta do. And I'm like, he's talking from personal experience.
Of course.
So I don't know why so many people were surprised by the fact that he'd stepped out. I think more people were surprised to find out he was actually married than the fact that he'd actually cheated.
Well,
he never talked about his wife.
Well, you know that they say that that's the best, that he knew everything because he was the man that was doing it. So who better to know the secrets and to tell women than the one who's actually.
But I think it would have meant more to the audience had he been transparent and saying, I'm married, my marriage has gone through this, we've learned from it. But
talk about that. Only in America, not even in America, but only in our society, period, can a man cheat and the woman be dragged for filth from everything from her looks, her love of God, making the decision to stay with her husband. How did she become the focal point of a cheating ass man?
Because she had a bonnet on.
Thank you.
Because so you think it was the bonnet?
It was just the bonnet. Like they were looking for her. It was.
I was on her side to the second video. The bonnet was one thing, but when she had her separate video by herself and the nappy hair, listen, just put the nappy hair back under the bonnet. I was just.
I think if it was the whole way it was staged.
Yeah, I had a moment with
he
that.
He had, you know, like he had her hand. So it was just meme after meme after meme.
Yeah.
There was no sympathy or empathy for her.
I had empathy.
It became a joke.
I was
mad.
from the outside looking in, we obviously don't know everything that's going on, but it looked uncomfortable. I wanted to be like, please tell me, do you need help? Like,
Yeah,
So you think like it was forced? She didn't want to be there.
I think so.
It goes way back before this even happened, you know. So people say that she always looked a little off.
She did.
You know, so I don't know if it was so much fear.
It was in her eyes, though. It was very much in her eyes.
Yeah.
You look at her, she looked not there. Like she was not present in that moment.
Under the
if she's uncomfortable, then why?
circumstances.
Yeah, but he claimed that it was her idea to do the vibe.
No.
Which I don't believe.
No.
But
The thing, why you didn't rip my hand?
He would kind of like
reel it back.
He would hold her hand and reel it back and like, bitch, you looking a little crazy out here.
Yeah. And then, you know, the third mistress came out. And,
The surgeon.
The surgeon.
Oh, wow.
There's three.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. And literally, like, she had already done her interview with Tasha Kenner with the gag order, so she's not saying anything else. But he was filming some of his driver's side sessions outside her apartment.
Wow.
And you can see it in the background because she describes it as the one with the white arches.
Yeah, he was
just like,
feeling.
and that was, he had last slept with her March 18th.
He was very controlling. Get your ass back to Georgia right now.
He was yelling in her apartment. She's like, if he was like that with me and I'm not his wife, you can only imagine what he's like at home.
But also,
But they choose empaths, narcissists.
so yeah, like he was supposed to have laid hands on her. So I don't know. Like this is, I don't put anything past anyone, and I just hate how our society glorifies people like this and put people on a pedestal. Don't do that shit to me. Like I am a human and I am a flawed human. Like I don't want that type of pressure.
I don't want to be
No.
on a pedestal. Don't look to me as your
Role
guidance.
model, your guidance,
I am
your
not
couple's
that.
goals. I don't want none of that shit.
I don't even want my, you know, he does not, hope he ain't watching, but he doesn't, if I'm working all weekend, he won't go do nothing. I don't want to be, like, nigga, you ain't got no homeboys to hang out with.
Oh, right.
Because when I get off, I don't want to hang out. I want to go to fuck to sleep. So,
But
don't,
your time.
yeah, go do something. Shit, go find a bitch. I give you permission. Leave me alone.
So that brings me to my next question. Why don't men stay? We always hear about the women staying, and especially, you know, in religion, you know, it's really, you know, leave marriages,
Supposedly
you know,
it's a
stand
testimony.
by your man. So why don't men stay off of infidelity?
So my fault with me is the thought of somebody else doing something that they did, and especially if you liked it and you did it repetitively. So he said, like, cheating is, I can cheat. I cheat, but I ain't leaving home. I'ma keep home. But the minute that she go do something, that bitch gotta go. You know,
Right. Go ahead.
It's just crazy. Like,
I hear that men put women on pedestals.
yeah.
You know, and so for a woman to do that, it's devastating to them. And men also say that they have a larger and a better dating pool than women do. So if something's not right, they're out.
That is a lie. Based on an understanding. Then what was left was you passed that generation on to another generation that was damaged by a generation that was left in the middle of a generation that didn't know what to do.
So women
it's
expect
easier.
to stay, but men
Y'all make it easier.
will be gone.
Y'all make it easier. You don't hold them accountable.
I think there's also this expectation ingrained historically for women to be the ones to endure the infidelity, even into.
It's to be expected.
It is.
Right.
It's expected. It's taught to us to just deal with it, find a way to cope, And it's just, you know,
Because
he's gonna stray,
boys
but
will
he'll
be
come
boys,
home.
men will be men. This is what men do.
Yeah. And then like
I was just fucking them girls. I was gonna get right
I don't
back.
got no
and then
feelings
it's a
for
thing
her.
that, you know, like
And so since
I think there's a little bit of shift in society where like women are like, well, why do we have to be held to the standard? We can also
And the standard that men
enjoy.
created for
I mean,
us.
this is part of being 40, right? It's like I don't have to be apologetic about embracing all of me, and that might include multiple situations.
So let's talk about that. How has life changed for you ladies? In your 40s. Let's talk about it.
Well, cheers to
It's
life.
about
first and
cancer,
foremost.
honey.
Thank you for
You got
inviting me.
the
This
40.
is
What's going
this
on?
is a great vibe so far, and the food is amazing, Chef Patrick. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Life at 40 and now 41. 40 was an interesting time because so much happened. The pandemic started. I actually started chemo radiation during the pandemic. So there was that fear of like, shit, really? Like I gotta do this and worry about the pandemic?
Right.
All right, universe, I appreciate that. But it was all amazing. 40 was absolutely an amazing year because what ended up happening is the pandemic actually created the opportunity to get closer with people that you should anyway. Right. You know, I don't know. That's been amazing to be 40.
So I'm 45 now. I started coming into my own
Oh yeah.
and really understanding what it takes to really have self-love and love yourself and date yourself and learning the difference between being alone and not lonely. Like it's good being alone and finding stuff to do with yourself. So that's been amazing for me. It's been an adventure because I felt like I've always been in a relationship. And I could say I'm an empath to the worst degree. My mother said I used to bring home projects, and I think I can love people through things, but learning a tolerance to say and walk away for things that don't serve me. So that's why I say I'm dating and I'm loving it. But I'm okay with saying no and not grieving relationships anymore. I used to grieve relationships. But yeah, it's amazing.
That's definitely a huge show.
Bro,
Miss Kiwi.
So I'm the youngest out the bunch. I'm only 40 in 3 months.
She got it before that.
I'm 38.
I was 38. Okay, so now, well, on this poll,
Oh no,
on this poll,
I'm
I'm 40 in 3 months. So I'm gonna say 40 for me is like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm okay with all the mistakes that I made, all the things. I'm okay that from 25 to 29 I was out. Why? I don't know. But I did it. And I did it well and I could do it. Why? Because I had kids.
Yeah.
I wasn't in my mother's house. I had my own money.
Grown.
And I was grown. I'm a child. I do what I want to do with it.
Yes.
So, and I'm okay, like, if I see, like, the guys out, whatever, hey, what's up? Y'all, like, I don't even give it. And they just like, yo, that's Phoebe. And it's mad love because I'm the same person. I don't hide behind nothing. Like, when I say I give no fucks, I give none.
And that's something that's magical that
And it
appears.
feels amazing.
It appears in your 40s. It's like this thing that just comes over you. And with your story, I was just like amazed because like when you told me that after 16 years of being a teacher, you're like, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. You quit your job to be a teacher.
I was 38, and I was just looking at the school system and the product that was coming out, because that they are the consumers, that's our consumers, and we're producing a product, and it was a half-ass to a non-existent product, and I
kids with a zero.
yeah, and I looked at how I was educated in Baltimore City, and I went to Baltimore City. I went to private school. I went to Baltimore City public school, got 4 scholarships, did everything, and if you look at just Baltimore as a whole, our congressmen and councilwomen and mayors, they were products of Baltimore City public school system. So we know that at some point it worked.
Right.
What happened was too many of us started graduating and excelling, and they had to figure out, I don't know who told them to adopt these crazy curriculums, and I could not teach something that I could not believe in anymore. So I told the school system, I was DJing since I was 14, and an incident happened, and I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all.
In your 40s. How was love and dating and all that goodness?
Men don't know how to court anymore because they don't have to.
Okay, so that's why they don't read. Okay.
So they don't have to.
Yeah.
So when you go out with your girlfriends, we date better with our homegirls.
We do.
Yes.
Than a guy. We court our best friends or our closest friends for their birthdays, graduations, baby showers. We court them like they our main bitch.
We do.
And we do it better than dudes.
Right.
Niggas don't buy tables no more.
That's what I said. You will find more women breaking
do.
bread.
Over it, and we don't want to waste too much time. I mean, I think at this point we could probably tell quickly whether it's a yay or nay.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Damn for everything.
That's quick. Sex. Let me hear about the sex though. So everyone says this thing happens when you turn 40 and like, I don't know, the rivers start flowing
Oh my
and
goodness. Let me
like,
figure out.
did you guys hit that stride at 40? Did you hit that 40 stride?
It depends on who it is.
I got to somebody.
Yes.
But it's okay. Besides who it is, but I'm just saying, just the horniness and
Listen, I
better
had-
orgasms.
I wanna
Did
hear
sex
her.
get better for you after 40?
I had that experience last night. Let me tell you. No, she was flowing like a river, and he was 30. He 38. So when I say I'm dating happily, I do meet younger men, and they serve their purpose. I do desire marriage, but until I find someone that deserves me, I'm okay with letting them have their roles. But last night I was just flowing like a river, and it was just okay. It was just like, at one moment I was like, did he shrink because he just got swallowed? It was
Because you just
so
swallowed
wet.
up. But do you feel like that changed for you after 40 though?
I feel like it did. It feels
Right.
like it's uncontrollable. It's like,
Like you want sex more. Like I wanted that all the time and then just
Yes.
try all types of shit and it's
Yes.
just,
I do.
you know, inhibitions start to go away
Well, I
and
think also, like, isn't it medically, I've heard, we come into our sexual peak in
and our 40s.
Yeah.
We do.
So, you know, guys, it hits them much younger. But for us, you know, it's like
Oh my
fine
goodness.
wine. You know,
Yes,
all of
honey.
it just starts marinating. And, you know, I'm
Seasoned.
seasoned, marinating,
And it's,
seasoned,
I feel
all
like
of
you
that.
have to be touched sometimes. I think I woke up yesterday.
Yeah.
And just wet, and I sent him a picture of what was down there, and I said, "You got purple tonight." And I was just like,
You made
"Yes,
that
I'm just
point.
saying. I just made my point. Okay, I just made my point.
the freedom that comes in your 40 as well, when you're like, okay, I need some dick.
Okay.
Come over
I
and
get
get
it.
it.
I am a Scorpio. I'm
You know what you want when you want it, and you're okay to say I want it now. Give it to me now.
Right.
You either are going to do it,
It's no
or I'm
games.
gonna find
No more
somebody else to
games.
do.
Right. No
So,
more
hold
games.
on.
Why?
I think for me, I haven't gotten where you live. I'm not a boy's man. The water hasn't ran dry.
Give it some time.
That means ain't shit ran dry. No Desert Storm, no DJ Clue, nobody over here.
Oh my goodness.
But I have came to the thing of like, I just might want to fuck him, but I don't want to call him.
Yes.
Like I need
Just
him
one
for that.
ride and that's
Just
it.
one ride, like, and so that has been bad for me because I'm a Capricorn, but I'm
Clingy.
a little, hell no.
Oh.
No, I'm a OG. I told you who my father was. I ain't got time for that.
So why-
I'm a little hoe at times. So like they can't handle that part and they think it's very special. And then I'm like,
It's not.
no, that was for me. You go, bye.
You go bye-bye.
You gotta go home, but you can't stay
Right.
here.
So thanks for the sex.
So all you ladies are single, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And
That is
two of you, by choice, two of you don't have kids. So how was that? Because you guys are like unicorns out here. How was that getting to 40 years old and not having any kids? And have you felt pressure you know, to have babies? Is people thinking it's something wrong
This
with?
is my only child, grandchild, so I don't have any. That's it. But I'm 40, and my career is here. I should have did it when I was in my 20s. I think also the school system turned me off from having children.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm like, I love children, hands down. But I can give them back. I can rent one, give them back. Enterprise.
What about you, Mimosa?
So in a way, I regret not having kids because now I can't because of radiation. But I do suggest that women look into freezing their eggs early on.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
That is true.
Because we are expected to do so much. You know, in careers, we have to be twice as good, you know, to be in the same spaces as men. And especially if you're in business development or DJ. I mean, that alone, you know. So she can't have a kid and be a famous DJ, but a guy can.
A guy can.
You know. So, but you know, I kind of regret it, but not fully. I am blessed with a lot of surrogate children, I like to call them. So, you know.
That's how I am.
Yeah,
I got 2
I have plenty of love to give.
And when I was like, well, who's gonna take care of you? I was like, trust and believe. I give these children. I give these children. These children are because I put so much into them.
They're mine.
Yeah, they're mine.
They're mine.
And I can honestly say that their parents, mom or dad, whether they're together or not together, knows what I do for that child, what I can get out of that child, what I can add to the child, what I bring to the table. Not just like I take one nephew with me, he's my assistant. I showed him how to set up, how to make the money, and he has handled himself. He's 12. And he's handled himself so mature that they thought he was like 15 or 16. And you know, his
Child in the way I having to go when he
they love it.
So that leads me to my next. What would you tell your younger self, your younger 20-year-old self? Let's go back to our 20s. What would you tell your younger self?
Nothing, because I did everything the fuck I was supposed to do in my 20s.
So not even a regret, but a piece of advice or...
Oh, I done did my finances better. I should have never got that Neiman Marcus card. I should have waited for my mother. I wanted a Gucci bag, and she told me I could get it, and I was going to Dell State, and I went up to that little King of Prussia. It was 1999, and I opened up a Neiman Marcus card. And the minimum balance, the minimum was $500. But I'm thinking it's like a express, no groceries, pay 15 minimum. No, you had to pay, no, I'm sorry, my bad. I think I got like $1,000 or something, but you had to pay up like half of that. It was crazy back then. And that was the spiral of, so I got my shit together. So that, I wish I'd have did my finances.
Yeah.
I would say, I would tell my younger self to be selfish when it comes to me, to take care of myself.
Some self-care.
Yeah. The self-love should start early.
Yeah.
Like you know, luckily, and this kind of is a tie in both of them because I was raised by my aunts and my grandparents. So I think it's super important to have some really phenomenal, you know, non-parental guidance as well.
Right.
And just I continue being more unapologetic at an earlier stage. You're not, tomorrow is not promised. You know, just live your
40,
truth.
it suddenly ends, you know. Even in Hollywood, like men, as they age, they become distinguished.
Yeah.
Women just become the old cat lady. So what do you guys think about, you know, age limits on dreams and goals and what you can and cannot do? But people say that you shouldn't dress like your daughters at this age, or you're too old to become a DJ and quit your job. So what do you think about people who feel as though there's limits on age, especially with women?
Closed-minded. For those that have kids, my daughter's 27, so in your 40s, they're grown. It's your time to chase your dreams, do whatever you want to do, because you raise your children. So for someone to say 40s is too late to do or show your wild oats, I think that's closed-minded.
My grandmother says the oldest person may not be closest to the grave in a room, right? Because your days are promised way before, but not Like, why are you putting limits on what I can do?
What I can and cannot do.
And really, who made you the authority?
Right. And I know you heard a lot of naysayers, quitting your job
Yeah,
to be
quitting my
DJ.
job.
And then going
DJ.
into a male
Dominated
dominated
field.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, people still say, well, you don't dress like you're 40. No, I dress what fits me.
Right.
I've been a sneaker queen my entire life. That doesn't change what kind of woman I am.
Right.
It's just the exterior, but the interior, like, it's totally different.
Right, right.
And so for me, I'm saying, I always just say, like, only the young dies. So the only person who stays young forever is the person that died young. So I'm not dying no time soon. Long as my memory and my feeling is young, fuck you.
That's how I feel. Right, right.
So
I didn't even
should I not say that?
This is
Well, it's good. But I think it's also the feeling that comes with the confidence that comes at 42. It's definitely more confidence.
Now you embrace your curve.
You embrace your curves.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at 6 no more.
Right, and it's like you think about it now. I know I'm not quite 40 yet. I still got a few more years. But at 38, I can tell I'm already at that point where I'm far more accepting of how I show my personality. And my personality is from my hair all the way down to my shoes. I mean, I don't know too many people who decide to change their hair color every 3 to 6 months. But, you know, that's part of the expression of who I am. That's my personality. And when you get older, when you hit your 40s, you're no longer sitting up there looking for the validation from your friends, from your family, from your peer groups. You're at that point where it's like, the only validation I need is in the mirror.
yourself.
When I look at myself and go, goddamn.
And I think you're constantly reinventing yourself. I mean, I reinvented a whole person, intellectual vixen, after 40, a little bit before 40, but I mean, you know, we're constantly evolving and growing and changing and reinventing ourselves, and a lot of people think that we're supposed to stay the same. We're supposed to stay stagnant. They don't understand it. I'm not the same person I was at 20 years old. You can't expect me
I'm
to
so
be.
glad I'm not how I was
But I
20 when I was
also
20.
believe that
Yeah.
us creative people don't have those conversations as much because you always reinvent yourself because you're steadily trying to mold that one piece of your creativity. So you might have been shy when you were little, but it was something that was sparking and bring it out for me. I didn't talk to nobody, but somebody challenged me on that dance floor, I'm gonna get with that ass.
Right.
You know, but I was into fashion. I was always into hip hop. I was always into how I had a young mother, so we grew up together. I'm like my mom.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna be slick. I want to cut my hair and do all this shit to it. So, you know, you tackle that. So I also believe when it comes with the parent realizing that you have that creative child, then you don't put that pressure or you don't put that mold on them.
Yeah.
I realize I do it with my niece. Like my 2 nieces, they're twins, Jade and Justice. Justice is the creative one. She's smart, but she wake up in a fairy tale every day. Every day was somewhere different. I'm a dentist. Her new color is magenta. I asked her, like, how do you even make magenta? Year 3. What is magenta? It's pink. You can mix pink, purple, and green. Like, yeah, Blue's Clues. Like, things like that. But she thinks about it. And her mind is creative. So I don't box her. Although, I said, you're going to be. She said, no, I'm going to be a poet. I said, no, you can be a doctor. But I'm like, why am I boxing her in something because of her intellectual, but not of her creativity? Whereas her sister is not creative. She's I don't get my way, I'm shut down. You will see my feelings in the face, and you don't have to box her, but you can't. You gotta mold that creativity. And I think when parents realize that, okay, my child is that little different child that can build a dinosaur from some Lego.
It's special.
Yeah, and you got this creative mind and see things and hear things and think things different. If you tap into that, then that child, by the time, they won't never give no fucks.
Right.
Because they're already going to be with a crowd or a group of people who understand who they are.
Like-minded.
Yeah, like I wasn't. I didn't find my best friends for 20 years. We don't even see each other that much because I tried to be like them and not continue who I am. And they supported me when I went to the ring place and do all that. But they like, when you gonna move and get the house and get the job and this, see, and they robots. And I call them the squares. And me, I might go sell an edibles. I might smoke some weed. Might think about a threesome. Get that? No, don't wanna.
So what do you guys feel, how do the women, you know, the young women today differ than how we were?
Yes.
They don't have no social skills.
Yes.
They don't have no people skills. They don't have no life skills.
Yes.
They can't drive.
They'll make you
They
get
can't read.
The cell phone generation is what I call them. I'm scared. There's some really amazing, innovative ones though that they're literally changing the world.
Yeah.
So
Creative
I
as hell,
appreciate-
talented.
So maybe it's the extreme of allowing them to be like super creative and then there's no discipline.
No, I ain't even talking about that.
No.
But
I'm talking
admire.
about the group that they think life is like that. So they see it via social media. Now everybody, I'm sure, has had that cousin. I probably talk too much. I'm sorry.
No, you got
But-
that.
I'm sorry. You alright? So, yeah, all the dudes with the cars and all that. She that hustling cousin, right? And she stayed up. She might not have been book smart, but she was real cute and she had street smarts. So she could work it and kind of, you know, she would make it through life. She don't have to have too much education. She can be a housekeeper and still be able to get that 5-bedroom house paid because she just took on to that street smart. But you got that cousin that, you know, would teach you some stuff. Like, oh, you gonna mess with him? He just, like, he older. So if you gonna mess with an older dude, know that he ain't gonna answer his phone all the time. He possibly got a girlfriend. You young, what he gonna do with you? Like, that cousin, like, that's telling you how it really is and how to just play that position for what it is through those little cousins.
Nope.
For whatever reason. Whether we're too busy or we just don't like that generation
Generational gap.
or they don't listen to us. We don't
And
connect
that's a
with
lot
them.
of it too. This generation feels as though we're old. We don't know what we're talking about. Things have changed so much. You know, they know everything.
Yeah.
So I think there's also a disconnect with that.
I think there's also
What is
a
this
portion
show?
of, you know, the younger generation that their attention span is of information. If you didn't get it all out in 1 minute, I'm not interested. I'm not going to pay attention.
I'm not reading all that. That's their favorite
it's their favorite line. I'm not reading all that. You know, they thrive on TikTok, and even then, it's because, like you said, they have no social skills. There's this inability to process the emotions. However, I will say there is a section of the youth. They are very much aware of the need for self-care and self-love, and I applaud
And
how
toss it in.
they're very open at discussing, you know,
Therapy and-
this is my need for counseling, my need for therapy. I need to talk to somebody. This is what I'm feeling. I appreciate.
And they also recognize how their parents were raised. A lot of
Yes.
shit wasn't right.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of shit wasn't
So I feel
right.
like there's two extremes.
They're
in the
breaking
younger
cycles. They're
generation.
breaking generational curses.
Some of them really are making some major steps in changing the social norms. And then there's others who, well, you know, they're the microwave generation. Everything's got to be instant, and, you know, if it's not
gratification.
instant gratification, if it's not matching up to the idea, then everything's a failure, right?
So y'all like younger guys?
But you're not a 38-year-old
Exactly.
I haven't got, I'm only 40 in 3 months. I ain't hit that part yet. I like older guys. Older.
I think probably I could deal with somebody 33 and up now. Like I don't want to deal with a man. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe 35. We'll adjust it to 35 because I done seen some shit. So I'm like, look.
You said you didn't say this.
I did. I have seen some stuff. You know, I'm not from the States, but I grew up in Baltimore basically when I moved to the States. So Baltimore is fun.
It really is a fun city.
It's a very
No,
fun
and I
eclectic
mean that.
city.
Like,
It
I think
is.
Baltimore is fun. It
It's a
has.
country that has a lot of old history.
Sorry, might be off topic.
No, you good.
Baltimore has the best DJ scene. I'm sorry. I went to a New York club.
Our music, yeah.
Just our music and even how because we play everything. We play everything. We don't just played
New York is very boxing and centric with what they play.
New York
Yeah.
Lights. It was just my thing. Baltimore's fun.
So what are you ladies?
I must don't
Your next 5-10 years. What's in the horizon for us 40-somethings?
Come on, you roll, honey.
So I haven't been ordered the Sex and the City.
I have nothing else to say.
All right, DJ, what's next for you on the horizon?
I wanna like hopefully in 5 years I'll be 45. I don't have mega knees. I got a
Knee?
it's a Bailey.
Oh.
Show us. Yo, you got to be up
There you go. It's here.
Go on.
No, it's here.
Show us.
You see that?
Show us.
No, that's it.
That ain't it.
It's a one step.
That ain't it.
That's all you get.
That's all you got. Boy.
So yeah.
We be Megan together. I love Megan.
No, you Megan by yourself. You Megan, Doja Cat, Doja Cat, Foxy Brown, Cleopatra. You the 992 what you know? Let me start up. Taking over for the 998. Girl, I ain't getting oh, play us a playlist.
Miss Mimosa, what are you?
I need to answer because I can't see that.
Oh my God.
I just, I hope the rest of my 40s and the rest of my life holds nothing but amazing moments. I hope to just enrich other people's lives as much as they have blessed me in the last few
Is
years.
there a goal or something that you're working on that? you
Honestly,
want-
just staying healthy.
Yeah.
Lying, I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't say that has made an effect on me to the point where that's all I really think about.
Right.
That's the most important thing. So
Yeah.
just staying healthy.
Well, this is fun, ladies. Tell everybody how they can reach you if they want to.
I'm scared because
Yeah,
I'm
how-
just in my room like the waterfall.
Yeah, right.
They definitely got me.
Let
What
me
is
know
it?
my
What is it
followers.
again?
Yeah,
How
What
can
is
they reach you?
How can they reach you again?
I'm so mad at her. Don't
Got my turn.
waterfalls. On Instagram at I am Earthy.
Chasing waterfalls.
.tlc.waterfall.
Okay, I cannot with y'all.
We could possibly make some KY jelly out of that. And make some product. Next 5 years, I'm a patent. That's not funny. The next 5 years, I'm a patent the
Listen
water.
to my manager. I'm
The waterfall.
It's a hard
I'm gonna be mixing rainfalls
It's a
and
hard no.
it's the
It is
season
a
waterfall.
hard
I'm the season waterfall. With a splash of
Oh,
mimosa.
that is a hard no.
Not the facial mimosa.
Not
All right, drop your IG.
At DJPeople.com.
Was that it?
Did you get it? At DJP, .com. At DJ Kiwi Pool _. Peace out.
At MimoC22.
How can people reach you?
B&B, you can reach me at the Chef Patrick at gmail.com, or you can reach me at the Chef Patrick brand on IG or on Facebook and Facebook Messenger, only for business that pertains to food. Patrick, the Chef Robinson. All team, zoom out.
So this was an amazing show. I had such a good time.
So much
It was so
fun.
much fun. Definitely want to thank the ladies for joining us and chatting with us with Life After 40. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. This will be up on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Cocktails After Dark.
Cocktails _after _dark. You can follow me on Instagram at oh me oh my. That's me with 2 eyes.
Me with 2 eyes. The girls are sitting. And you can, follow me, intellectual _vixen. Again, it's been an amazing night. I had such fun again to close out my birthday month, Team
Yes.
Pisces. It's Aries now.
Yes, Aries.
It's Aries. But close out my birthday month and also to close out Women's Month. So I am such fun.
So much fun.
And I'm
We didn't
drunk.
finish our drinks, but we're gonna
finish our drink.
But thank you
Again,
guys
shout
for
out to Chef
joining us.
Patrick for taking care of the girls. He does such an amazing job with taking care of the girls. So cheers!